Hi, everyone. Welcome to Mermaid Radio. You are listening to this week's Universal Energy reading using the 16 Cowrie and the Veve Prophecy cards. I am Mami Olufunke. Happy Monday, everyone. Let's get started. The Universal Energy reading for the planet this week sees 6 Cowrie on the mat and Ling Lasu Maza in the Veve Prophecy cards. This reading, Earth Mother needs us to understand that she's barely tolerating us, how we treat the planet, the things that we think to do that are okay, that are really not okay. Flushable wipes is one of them. It's a major cause of congestion in the waterways. The sea animals and creatures are full of it and they're dying from it. So we really need to not buy that, not pay into the development of that kind of product. We need to just use regular old Scott tissue. And, that would be better. It's easier on the pipes. It's easier on Earth Mother having to run it through her system, try to recycle it. The whole planet and the way it functions is about recycling, repurpose, reusing everything. The trees fall down and they crumble into the ground and make new ground for more plants or another tree to grow on top of. So we have to really try to get with Earth Mother and stop fighting against her so very much. And Earth Mother is nervous about, what she's going to have to do in order to save herself. So let us please pray into Earth Mother and help Earth Mother stay vital. Ashe. The Universal Energy reading for the people this week sees 5 Cowrie on the mat and Maza Yemoja in the Veve Prophecy cards. Here we have love and we hang out together and we are seen and noticed. Hopefully we're happy together and we're happy with one another with this 5 Cowries. Maza Yemoja speaks of authority and someone who is deemed available to give good information, knows what to do from age and experience. But in terms of a relationship, that can be a bit harsh. One person might feel like they know what the relationship needs and they know what they need to do and the other person needs to do. And this can lead to opposition in your relationship. So let us try to be loving, happy, joyful, joyous in our coming together and our being together. Find what you want so you won't have to fix up what you get, because people, unlike houses, can't be fixed up. Not easily. They, unless they submit to your will, which a lot of people nowadays are not really submitting to people's wills, you're going to have a problem with your partner. So let us smile, let us beautify, and let us be cordial with one another. Ashe. The Universal Energy reading for love this week sees 7 Cowrie on the mat and Orumila Osayen in the Veve Prophecy cards. Here in love, we need to make promises we can keep. We don't need to toss out people and say we don't need you anymore if we know we need this person. We need not marry someone who we know is not really who we want. On the other hand, we have choices. We have to make a good choice for ourselves, for our long-term happiness, for our long-term stability. In love, you may want to put your dreams aside for those of another, but that is really not ideal. It's not acceptable in most cases. You should really also work on your own good ideas while you work with another who's working on their dreams and goals and ideas. So you need to find in love a congruency of purpose. If you're already married to a person or you're already deeply in love and you have started a partnership, then you have to make congruency. You have to make it. You have to look at what you want and look at what your partner wants and figure out how you can work together in spite of the challenges of difference, of opinion, of purpose, of direction. Ashe. The universal energy reading for money this week sees 7 Cowrie on the mat and Agbao Rune Eshu in the very prophecy cards. And this reading, with where money is concerned, don't make promises you cannot keep. You have to sign contracts where you know you can get the work done. You know that you can reach your suppliers and hire proper labor where you can meet the demand of the contract. Because if you don't, you will definitely, with this reading, Agbao as Shu, you're going to see a day in court, most likely. If not, just be put totally out of business. So in order to avoid those things, sign the contracts that you can honor, forego any others, and grow a viable business that can be trusted to deliver. And you will grow into bigger contracts. You will grow into greater responsibility. But do not try to be something that you're not. Ashe. The universal energy reading for health and well-being this week sees 4 Cowrie on the mat and Olokun or Sayen in the Veve prophecy cards. Here, 4 Cowrie says, we might not be as strong as we want to be. Again, this week, 4 Cowries, it talks about problems with your generative organ, that either you have impotence or you have women have a problem with their private part that is not going to make them really sexy or sexual feeling or involved in the activity. 4 Cowries talks about that. But yet we have to be pure-hearted about it. We have to understand that this is human nature. You know, sometimes we have it and sometimes we don't. Sometimes we feel like it and sometimes we want to think about other things like, building a family or getting a house or building a business. We want to think about the environment maybe or another career idea. And we're not really in the mood for intimate relationships. So we have to take that into account and we have to be willing to compromise with ourselves and with lovers. Okay, and there's also things that we can't see about our health. There's ideas and things going on that we're not really aware of. So we have to slow down and look inside ourselves and try to make sure everything's all right. Your mind really does make your body. So if you decide you're going to be healthy, it will be easier for you to be healthy. If you decide that you're going to eat better, that you're going to exercise, that you're going to take care of your hair, skin, nails, teeth, whatever it is that you need to take care of, put it in your mind first that you're going to take care of it. Think deeply on self-care. And you will find yourself becoming that beacon of health. Go to doctors that are reputable and that take care of you, and that don't just go to any community clinic because it's right down the block from your house. If you don't get respect at the clinic that you go to another one. These insurances that we have in the U.S., we can sign up from place to place. We do not have to stay with people who do not call you as you would like to be called, or people that have you waiting and waiting and waiting forever. We can go to places that don't treat us like that. Go to places that have worked with integrity and really like what they do and take care of you. Ashe. The universal energy reading for spiritual development this week sees 9 Cowrie on the mat and Orunmila, Olokun, and the Veve prophecy cards. So here we have 9 Cowrie again on the mat for spiritual development. It speaks about negative magic being worked. It speaks about, and negative magic can be just telling bad stories about people and stuff like that. But in this case, I believe it's actually negative incantation and negative ritual from one person to another, or from one group to another group, or for whatever reason. And this negative magic that will be being worked is by people who decide to stand alone from the group, or somehow you're forced to stand alone. And so that you might be paranoid and worried that everybody is against you. And so you're just wishing and putting out incantations to hurt people when it's really not necessary. Also, sometimes it will be necessary. At least you'll feel like it's necessary because people have actually done you something wrong. And so you will begin to go through this process. And I find now that people have nothing better to do. And all these self-help Orisha books and self-help witchcraft and spell books that are out, people are using this stuff now. Now we have time to practice it because we don't have to go to work. We don't have to really be out and about anywhere. No appointments with our friends, no appointments with family, because it's quarantine time and we have plenty of time to stay home. And then we can, hopefully most people have a good mind, a mind that thinks of the grace of who they are and what they've come through and how they made it. They're still standing. They're happy and, they have opportunities. There's people that think that way. And then there's people that are like, oh man, I'm still in this situation and it's his fault and it's her fault. And it's, it's only because that one got in my way. Well, let me get that one out of my way. So when the quarantine's over, I can just step into my light. And, there's people that are thinking like that. And so we have to be vigilant, stay prayed up, pour your libations, do your Ori so that you can see what's going on around you. And that if anyone's trying funny business, you would be able to be aware of it before it can take hold in your life. And you can do something about it. Do cleansing baths. Take care of your house. Wash the outside of your door. If you live around people who are deeply into juju magic. And try not to bring people home. This is not really a time to invite new energies into your space, especially single people. If you're inviting a couple that, they live together or work together or they are together and they come to you as 2 people or 3 people, that's a little bit better. Because you have to have a consensus between people, and somebody might say, oh no, we can't do that to them, or that person, or so. But one person acting alone is a little bit more problematic this week, I'm thinking. So we definitely have to be careful of negative, and in 9 count you have to be careful of accepting gifts. And right now I find people give a lot of food. So if you're going to eat food from people that people give you, you have to read it. You have to find some kind of oracle. 4 cowries, Obeah Bata, E King. If you can, 16 cowrie. You use these oracles so that you can see if the food that people have given you is coming with good intentions, and it will be helpful and helpful and bring health into your body as you eat it. From their intentions and where they got it from. Be careful of gifts from people this week. Let us be good to everyone. Ashe. Let us be good to ourselves and good to each other this week. I pray that our ancestors can hold us up and have us walk with our back straight and our head high. And it doesn't really matter where you've come from or what you've been through or how your life has manifested or what your parents said or did, or what your grandma said or did, or your next door neighbor, or your little girlfriend, or even the person who stole your husband. I mean, it really doesn't matter. Two things: don't be angry and don't be ashamed. You know, we have to really stand in our fullness. Each time we breathe, we have to say thank you for a breath. Thank you for a step. If you're in a wheelchair, thank God that there's wheelchairs. There was a time there was no wheelchair and you would be stuck somewhere, you know, waiting for somebody to bring you something to eat, waiting for somebody to come and get you. Now we have to be grateful for every opportunity that we have. And in those opportunities, we have to take care of this planet. We can't just take any fabric. I was going to talk about polyester. Polyester is, there's a polyethylene and polypropylene. Polyethylene is the largest plastic, produced on the planet. People make polyethylene and make it into all kinds of fabrics and soda bottles and all kinds, milk bottles and Clorox product bottles, plastic bags. This is why we're trying to stop using so much plastic bags. Besides the fact that it's unnecessary, it's choking up the planet. It's really in the waters, and in a fine microscopic level, it's in the air. All the cars use plastic to run the engine. Oil is what plastic is made out of. Gasoline. And so, all it's heavy plastic in the air. And we need the air, just like the fish need the water, because we're in a fish bowl. This is really a fish bowl, and we are fish. And we're running around on two legs thinking that we are not one of them, but we are. And we need the air. It's measurable, it's thick, it's solid, and we suck it in and breathe it out so that we can survive. And we need to be thankful and try to take care of it in so much as we can. Try to work with people who are working with the planet itself and give them good ideas and help them get good things done, and discourage people from doing stuff that's against the planet and against us. I was reading something on, somewhere, and it talked about hopelessness and how it's a learned behavior, and the learned hopelessness causes us to work against ourselves, make decisions that are no good for us, like, I think I'm going to eat 5 bags of potato chips and 2 slices of pizza and drink a gallon of soda for breakfast. And then I think I'll do that again for lunch because I really like it. No, we have to that's hopelessness. That's like, well, I can't do any better. I don't know any better. But we do, and we can. People are telling us. There's people who dedicate themselves to making sure everybody has information. So if you look for it, you will find it. How to Eat to Live it's a book by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So you can read that and get an idea on what's good. If you like this information and find it useful, please like, subscribe, and add notifications to know when the next video is available. I thank you for joining me this week. I thank everyone for subscribing to my channel. I have a new subscriber since last week, and I had many new subscribers this year, and I appreciate you. And I thank you for joining me. Please tell your friends and family so they can join in as well, listening to this weekly spiritual forecast so people can know how the energies to flow in the week. Have a great week, everyone. Odabo.